I was reflecting on last week's vlog and realized that I undermined my education in a way in Bible and theology. Now, I never set out to do this. It just happened. But because I'm so far removed from the training and education that what I did just felt natural when I did it. And parts of me are wondering and thinking about this and asking the question, did I just throw out all my Bible school education? I might be being a bit overdramatic, but I have to think about this. So let me back up a little bit and explain what I did last week. I saw how Jesus was finding different solutions to the problems of his day. And I thought to myself, I want to be like Jesus, so therefore, I want to find solutions to the problems that I see today. It's just that simple. But interpreting the Bible this way runs completely counter to the formula that I was taught about and taught how to use and utilize in interpreting the Bible back when I was in school. And when I say formula, I literally mean like a math formula. A plus B plus C plus D equals... So I went to my old biblical interpretation textbook, and I'm just going to give you briefly what it taught me on how to interpret the Bible. The first step you must take in understanding the Bible, according to my textbook, is you must understand what the passage you're reading meant to the original audience. Now, of course, this is going to be really simple because we have complete understanding of people who lived 2,000 to 6,000 years ago. That was sarcasm. The second step is you must figure out what the differences in understanding are between you and the people of 2,000 to 6,000 years ago. Still, of course, perfectly simple. The third step is you must find the overall principles of the passage that you're studying because principles are easier to apply for a modern day person. And the fourth step is just figuring out how those principles apply to a modern post-industrial computer age that we live in. If you follow those four simple, easy steps, you too can properly interpret the Bible and understand exactly what it meant and what it means. In last week's vlog, not one of those steps was used. Maybe it was because I was never good at math and strict formulas just make me uneasy. I don't know. But when I started studying the history of understanding the Bible and how people started interpreting and interpreted the Bible, I came to a realization that biblical interpretation as it was presented to me is actually a very modern invention. In fact, Jesus Christ, when he was interpreting the Old Testament, never used the same formula that we have foisted upon education and foisted upon Bible school students. So it makes it kind of dodgy that we're pushing this formula when it hasn't historically been done that way. Saying it's dodgy doesn't mean I don't understand why this formula is in existence. Because in formulas, if you know the variables, then you're gonna know the outcomes. And if there's only gonna be one right outcome to this formula, then you're gonna be able to determine what is biblically right and biblically wrong. So the formula's purpose is to keep us safe from wrong thinking. And quite honestly, it's done a pretty good job of being able to weed out right and wrong thinking according to its formula. But this has bothered me. I don't think we quite understand what this has meant to create a safe faith. But because I've been brought up under this formula and all the preachers and teachers have used the same formula in interpreting the Bible, I really don't understand the dangers that having this formula interpret the Bible for us is. But as I move forward in my journey of faith, I cannot fully acquiesce to the idea that there's only one right methodology in interpreting the Bible. But what is the methodology? I don't know. I've been so long underneath the teachings of this methodology that I really don't have a great perspective on what other ones could help interpret it. It gets kind of frustrating because in the past there were methodologies that were used that seem kind of silly to us today. For example, there was a method that was used in which people thought that God had hidden code within the Bible. You could actually determine when the end of the world was going to happen. That's just ridiculous. And I'm not fully committed to abandoning what I've been taught because I don't know any other way that actually keeps things decently safe, but not so safe as that we put God in a box and, tell him to go away because we've got it all figured out. But I'm not willing to say that this method is the only way in understanding the Bible. So I'm going to continue walking this path of trying to understand what God wants me to do in interpreting His Word. If you want to journey along with me, click here and subscribe. If you think there's somebody who might find this interesting, share it with them. And of course, you can always just give it a good thumbs up and give it a like. Thank you for watching, and God bless.